Okay, so number one here, it says the solid lies between planes perpendicular to the x-axis at x equals 0 and x equals 4. And the cross sections perpendicular to the x-axis are squares with base edges in the xy plane formed by those two lines. Find the volume of the solid. Okay, what this is that big wooden chunk over there. Okay, there's a parabola on bottom, and it's made up a bunch of different squares. So to find the volume of this, let's graph a picture first. Okay, so I'm going to have an XY graph, and I've got the solid, so the shape, the thing we're finding the shape of is between x equals 0 and x equals 4. Okay, so I could graph that. X equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. X equals 4. Okay. It is formed, the xy plane is formed by these two lines, y equals square root of x and y equals negative square root of x. So what does a square root of x graph look like? Teapot. Okay, so it's a teapot graph, and it's positive. So I'm right here at 0, 0. Then I'm up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 3. So that's going to be to there. Okay, there is my teapot graph there. Not drawn great, but it's the right idea. What about negative square root of x? What's that going to look like? It's on the bottom. It's going to make it the other way. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 3. There's my graph. Okay, that's the base of this thing. It says the cross sections. Okay, so what makes up the actual shape are perpendicular to the x-axis, and they're squares. Okay, so you're going to be drawing squares. It's a bunch of squares that are stacked vertically on here. And they're perpendicular to the x-axis. So what is perpendicular to the x-axis? Does it look like this? Is it up and down, or is it going to be left and right? Up and down. It needs to be crossing the x-axis. Okay, so it's going to be squares that go vertical between these two lines. So it's going to look like this. It's going to connect between those two lines and then be a square. Okay, and think of this, if I could draw 3D, I would. It's a straight up and down square. And then you'd have another one. As you get wider, you'd have a square that looks like this. Okay, if you could draw big things. Imagine these are stacked vertically like our picture again. So